Hey everybody, we're here at Vortex Springs in Ponce de Leon. We are going to be investigating the disappearance of Ben McDaniel, who sadly vanished from here in 2010. There is many strange circumstances surrounding it, and I think it might be right in the name, the vortex, where the laws of physics and everything we know about science don't apply. Things are different here. You could feel the vibe. Here we are at the final location where Ben McDaniel was seen. He was on video camera filling up his air tanks at the dive shop and coming down here to the area of the deep caves. There's a fenced off spot that Ben was known to squeeze behind and explore beyond. He was mapping out the cave system by himself down below. The old owner of this place, Lowell Kelly, was a shady individual. Many people point to him for Ben's disappearance. He was actually arrested and charged for kidnapping someone and taking them out in the woods and beating them with an aluminum bat. It is said that Ben and Mr. Kelly had beef. Ben was also in heavy debts and grieving his young brother that just passed. But many people said they was on a happy trail. He had a girlfriend and a dog that he really loved. In August 2010, this is where Ben McDaniel vanished. They brought in Ed Sorensen, a world-renowned rescue diver, and Ed went 200 feet deeper than Ben's maps were written out. He had no sign of him. They even did bacteria testing because a dead body would surely change the water. The family even had a huge reward. And after documentaries of it being on Discovery Channel and local news, people flocked from all over. And sadly, one of the divers that was trying to find Ben perished down below. The parents removed the reward money, but the questions still stuck. They found Ben's air tanks at the edge of the cave, which didn't make much sense. They also found his truck after about 4 days. He had $700 and some of his stuff. It seems he left in an instant. That's where things start to get a little paranormal. It's called Vortex Springs. And if you're familiar with the Montana vortex, you know that the laws of physics and science don't apply. Your physical body will shrink. So imagine what could happen to your mind. I'm starting to wonder if Ben was maybe swallowed up by something. maybe a portal or a creature. Florida aquifer was mentioned in the newest Godzilla vs. Kong movie, and we already know that Hollywood loves to hide it behind. True paradise. It's crazy that something so dark and mysterious could be surrounded by so much pride and joy. Let's explore some of these trails. They scoured these woods with search teams looking for Ben with dogs. But maybe after the hurricane, things have been uncovered and changed. I really hope so. An interesting theory on Ponce de Leon is that him and his crew actually did find the fountain of youth. And maybe they have transformed or turned in to the wildman of the forest. And after seeing impressions, both big and large, and small in between, there could be a healthy population of ancient people out here. There are bear, mountain lion, alligator, and huge boar in the area. So you really never know what you're going to stumble upon out here. As I'm walking on the trail, I'm keeping my eyes peeled for disturbances, tree bends and bows, forest language, and energy overload. Places like this are abundant in anomalies. Just heard a crack. Right when that happened, I saw like 2 squirrels be active too. Sounded like a loud scream in the distance too. Very interesting. We're by the Choctawhatchee River, which again is abundant in skunk ape sightings and cabbage man creatures. We are not far from the Alabama border, so even the flat rock boogers could be close. The missing 401 is very mysterious. People go missing under strange circumstances. Older people are found thousands of feet up a hill. Kids survive freezing nights. Others are discovered just with their bone fragments, and their clothes will be folded perfectly in the middle of a river. And there's been some darker, vicious ones, like the Dennis Martin case where he was seen being hauled off by a feral looking person. And the Key family tried to shed a light on it, but were quickly hushed. Areas like this definitely have high frequencies that are working together. When something odd intercepts, basically goes Doctor Strange. Something heavy's in the woods over there. Holmes Creek is also famous for two-toed Tom and the hog-nosed bear. So there's no telling what we'll stumble upon. And as you can see, this place has been littered with trash. But I think that will bring in the curious creatures. Sadly, after seeing this, heavy foot traffic and disturbances definitely lowers any expectations of finding something in the woods, like bone or a clue. Something big in the woods straight ahead too. Definitely seems like some homeless people live out here. Squatters passing through. And if there's caves underwater, best believe there's some on the hillsides too. Old abandoned tractor. That's pretty cool. Washout way. That'd be a perfect spot for a cabbage man to run. Really cool abandoned truck. Definitely has the zombie land vibes to it. Interesting. Really rad. Can't tell if this guy's struggling or it's meant to be. There you go, bud. I just saw a large black crow take off in this direction. I've been spending a lot of time talking to the birds like Tesla did. So maybe it'll take us where we need to go. They found Ben's dog hungry and not cared for. And you'd think if he faked his death, he'd at least settle up with that. Two-toed Tom. The rest of the serpents. Whoa. Look at that. Ripped apart. Something ate this. Very interesting. The man who was suspected of killing Ben McDaniel, the old owner of this place, he had a mysterious death himself. Blunt force to his head. They said that he fell down a flight of stairs, but others believe that he killed Ben and there was higher powers involved. Maybe the mob, maybe some underground organization. Very puzzling. But they didn't look further into Kelly's death because he was being investigated in the disappearance. So it's a weird conundrum that maybe the ground glyphs will have an answer to. I definitely think that the fun screams from the water park would bring in the weird creatures of the brim, of the marrow, of the Gulf. There's many stories of elves, little people, and even gnomes in this side of the state. Is there a chance that Ben was carried to another dimension by fairies or elves or goblins or gargoyles? We can only dig in to find out. Definitely getting eerie vibes from this flooded creek over here. Keeping my eyes peeled for cardinals, the lost loved ones. Something knocked over the porta potties. Talk about a real nightmare. Birds are really coming alive now. And the wind. I feel like the Bridge of Terabithia, Chronicles of Narnia. Looks like there used to be a fence here. This is where you're going to get some information. Past the boundary in the vortex. But if there is some higher supernatural presence that is connected to these disappearances, I'd say I'm a little at risk right now. While everybody's at the water park enjoying it, I'm the only one in the woods. The only one looking for answers. I don't think they'd hear me scream if I pleaded for help. Creature from the Black Lagoon is filmed down here as well. So you have to watch out for the gill man, the swamp thing, the rod bender. Looks like an old jar of peanut butter. Either a homeless camp or someone was baiting the squatch. The Jared Atadero missing 411 case always tripped me out too. He was just old enough to walk. He got separated and he asked some fishermen if there's bear nearby. So I think he was being stalked by a sasquatch. There's lost treasure in this area as well. I think it's always fascinating how there's a link between supernatural history, war-torn villages and land, and the relics that are left behind. That's what's so fun about cryptozoology. You gotta be out here. And with that is the flora, the fauna, the mosquitoes, and the snakes. Nice big squirrel. They're definitely very wise. They're taking notes at all times. See if there's a troll under this bridge. A Polaroid picture. Don't find that every day. We're burning the cess to get closer to the forest. And most divers like to get down. So I figure if Ben's spirit is out here, this might make him a little bit more comfortable. The smell may also bring in the regional skunk apes. Very interesting structure right here, leading into this part of the forest. Interesting to see what lies ahead. A little bit of change of elevation. It's my taste. Looking around the forest, paying our respects to Ben McDaniel and Mother Nature, raising awareness about the mysteries in the forest and people going missing more often than not. X marks the spot for the Panhandle Pirates. Others say the X stands for Zanu tribe. Others say that it means, no, don't go there. But I follow the pine cones, my pineal gland, my third eye, the Fibonacci sequence, creator's fingerprint, golden ratio. It's the universe. It's inside of all of us. It's calling out. Sometimes we just have to slow down and listen. Sometimes we gotta shut up ourselves. Beautiful terrain. Look at these guys. They're enjoying it. They're the kings. Be working like an ant farm. Alien ant farm. Someone's been laying off some rounds back here. That adds to the outlaw nightlife. It is incredibly spacious out here. Those forests just go on and on. So dense. I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere out here. Who knows what kind of anomalies and supernatural realities are back here. You can just feel the presence. Wow. The abyss. A little weird. I definitely know I'm going in the opposite direction of where I should be. Dog barking. A leaping squirrel. Whoop! The supernatural, they work in subtleties.
You got that big dog? You got it. It's a golf wing.
Oh shit, my
Tanner.
bad.
Oh,
Buster, get it.
yeah, he stopped it. It's okay.
There we go.
Sorry.
Oh, that was rad. Check out what dive shop's all about. This is pretty cool. Some of the Vortex Springs' greatest findings. Some old artifacts, fossils, shark teeth, bottles, horseshoes. Very cool.
Watch yourself, Snake. Yeah, you do it. Hey, Snake, bro. Got so cold. Amen.
I'm here in Vortex Springs, where Ben McDaniel went missing. Ben, are you out there? Ben, are you in the water or in the woods? Ben, how did you die? Ben, were you killed? Did Lowell Kelly kill you, Ben? Was there a monster in the cave? Did you run away, Ben? Ben, did it have something to do with the vortex? Did you find a mysterious cave or entrance? Are you still alive, Ben? Where are you, Ben? Did Bigfoot take you, Ben? Did you get sucked into the aquifer? What happened, Ben? Just heard a knock to the right. Ben, could you make yourself known? I'm here to pay my respects to you, Ben. You were an explorer. I know this world gets hard, but I don't think you ran away. Did you find the fountain of youth? What were you searching for? What were you mapping out? Were you murdered? Are you at peace, Ben? Do you need help? I'm gonna camp out here, Ben, very soon. Feel free to reach out to me in my dreams. Did you have any dreams about this place? What were you after, Ben? Here we are at the Ponce de Leon Cemetery. Even if you find the Fountain of Youth, sometimes you still end up underground. This is definitely one of the coolest graves I've ever seen. Dr. Joseph Marcan. an animal trainer extraordinaire. I look forward to looking him up. You can definitely feel the energy here in the cemetery. It's abundant. Hey y'all, I just got back from Vortex Springs. I'm a little bummed out that I didn't get any divers interviews on tape. I talked to about 20 of them. Most of them had no clue about Ben McDaniel, but the other ones that did were real hush-hush. They didn't want to say anything. It was a very mysterious vibe. I feel like there is some type of cover-up, but it also is probably superstition. You don't want to talk about divers going missing and things going wrong when you're about to dive. So it was a weird balance of waters. After being out in those woods and seeing how dense it is in every direction, and most of the year it would be impenetrable, there is definitely a possibility that Ben McDaniel may still be in the surrounding area. Hopefully we find his bones or some kind of remains one day. Rest in peace and be safe, everybody, when you go out into the woods. Make sure to take a personal locator beacon, let people know where you're going, and always check the weather. Hey, I'm Connor from Bigfoot Anon, and I'm always on the hunt for the next big adventure. When you're on the trail for long hours, you build up quite the stench, enough to drive any skunk ape or yeti away. Luckily, I'm on the quest now for the solution to all my problems. Yeti bars. They do exist. Available in tons of different scents and fragrances. Check out yetibars.net for more and use my code BA10 for a special offer. Clean like a beast. Yeti bars!
The flesh of the unguided and non-believers fuel this void.